Alright, here we go. Let's get the frogs out. Top water box. Right there in that corner. Today's Tackle Tuesday is going to be about frogs. Let's get right into it. Alright, I figured there wouldn't be a better spot to do this Tackle Tuesday than at our pond. So that's where we're headed for the background. Here we go. We got them all lined up by price, as in this being the most expensive and this being the least expensive. Well, actually, I have no idea about this one right here. I found this one. But I know these ones, they came in a 2-pack and for $1. So these are 50 cents each. And then here's a Booyah. I do not know what brand this is, but I can't remember off the top of my head what brand it is. But this is a Strike King Sexy Frog. It's my favorite frog. This is my go-to frog. This is one I usually throw. So now I'm going to put the camera on the tripod and I'm going to get right into the tackle talk. So first up, when you're frog fishing, you're going to want to make it extremely violent splash when you do it. That kind of keeps some of the weeds off it too when you're bringing through like tall grass and just stuff like that. So you're going to want to use it very violently, try to make that noise because the frog's silent. So you're going to want to make that noise and you're just going to want to like, what's the word? Make commotion on the top of the water, so then the bass will come up and hit it. And every once in a while you're gonna want to just completely pause it. So you're gonna want to go like twitch, twitch, pause, twitch, 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 pause, like just kind of like a jerkbait almost, but on the top of the water. If you've been fishing the frog for, let's say, a few hours and you're not getting any hits, you're gonna want to retie, go to straight braid. Well, I recommend fishing it with straight braid, but you're gonna want to retie that, like cut off a foot or so of frayed line. And you're going to want to pitch that into some really, really heavy cover. This is a more risky method because you'll end up losing, you could possibly end up losing the fish and your frog. So this is a productive method, but it's also risky. Another way to fish this frog is if you're casting from a boat. I'm going to tell you 2 ways. If you're casting from a boat and you're casting from shore. So for one, if you're casting from a boat, you're going to want to cast straight towards the shore and you're going to want to work it all the way back to the boat. So I've had fish hit my frog right at the boat. So you're going to want to fish it all the way back to the boat. And if you're fishing from shore, you're going to want to get diagonal with the shore and cast right along the shore and just work it back. Just twitch, twitch, pause, and they'll come and they'll T-bone it so hard. Alright, let's get back to the part where I was talking about the prices. You're going to want to always go expensive with a frog. You're never going to want to buy a cheap frog because it'll break on you on the first fish if you can even get a first fish with it. So this is why I really like this KVD frog right here. I really enjoy this KVD frog. It always makes a big splash and it's easy to work. I'm halfway into filming this video and look, they start to cut the grass around the pond. What luck. There we go, we'll probably get some better lighting right here. So what I was saying about that frog is you're always going to want to go expensive with the frogs because the cheap ones will break like almost instantly on your first fish. So you're just going to want to go a little more expensive. Is he coming back? Yeah, he's coming back. Oh my gosh. Trying to film this. Alright, you're just going to have to put up with this. I'm sure the audio is fine, but okay, so let's get right into the next one. When you are fishing a frog, you're also going to want to like, let's see, if it gets like hung on a tree and it like smacks the water, that's like the perfect, just keep fishing. And you can fish frogs like right deep in the middle of the pond or the lake. You can just fish frogs like anywhere, like on a weed line. You can fish them like, it's kind of just like any topwater bait, but you can use a frog instead. When you finally get that fish to hit the frog, you're gonna wanna, here's a little tip for you. This is what I do. Well, I've caught so many frog fish now, I just like have the time memorized. You're not gonna wanna set the hook right away. So here's the best tip that I can give you guys, is if you, as soon as that fish explodes on it, you're gonna wanna say, set the hook in your head, and by the time that's done, you just set the hook, and you should have a 100% hookup ratio every time. Or not every time, but you'll get a better hookup ratio if you say set the hook in your head and then set the hook. And when you're fishing frogs in the mats, like in the grass mats, when you miss a fish, keep working it and sometimes they'll come back. And then if you miss that, if it doesn't come back, just cast in that same spot again. He should come back and hit it. So I talked about how I fish this with straight braid, but the lowest line size I would go for fishing a frog, I'd say about 40 to 50. I have 50 on my rod, 50-pound Power Pro on my rod and reel right now, but the lowest I'd go is probably 40. And you want a really stiff rod when you're fishing for frogs. Not fishing for frogs, fishing the frog. So then when you set the hook, you got that backbone to really penetrate those hooks in the fastest amount. There's a few different ways you can work the frog. You can do the twitch, or you can walk it like a spook. And that's for when you're fishing like open water. That's what I usually do, is just walk it like a spook instead of twitching it. I usually twitch it when I'm in like grass mats or like structure, just around structure. Another thing you can do is take some time, walk around the pond or the lake, try to catch a frog and see what it looks like and match that color. That's why I have so many different colored frogs, is to find what that frog color looks like, and then I tie that one on, and I have a much better chance of catching the bass that way. Another thing that you can do is you can cast it right up on the bank. A frog is completely weedless, so you should be fine. Like, you will not get any weeds if you overcast and get it on the bank. Just keep work it right off the bank. It looks way more natural that way. Like the frog crawled off the bank and he's going sideways. Also, when you set the hook on these bass, you're gonna want to keep that rod very high. Not high enough to high stick it when the bass goes under the boat. You're just gonna want to keep it high so then you have the better hookup ratio. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's Tackle Tuesday. I had to end it a little bit early because we got people cutting the grass. So I didn't want the audio to be too terrible for you guys. So if you're not subscribed, get subscribed, turn on post notifications. Tomorrow's video is going to be amazing, just letting you know. It took me a little longer to edit this video because it's a long video, but you're going to want to watch the whole thing. It's amazing. We go out and we catch some huge bull drum. Huge. That video is going to be up tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going a little earlier today. I'm going to see how that works. I usually post at 7, but we'll just see how this works. Going a little earlier. Okay, so if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. I already said that, but thanks for watching. See ya. When you're too lazy to carry your stuff, got my tripod hooked to my tackle bag on my skateboard.